All right, let's be honest. Y'all knew this day was coming. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Welcome back to my little piece of paradise over here, the Lone Star Hawaiian Garage. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in North Texas. What we have going on today is something I've always really wanted to do with this truck since we bought it, and it's on the interior. We did something fairly similar to the OG Silverado a few months back, and I absolutely love it. Two things in this interior that I have a huge problem with. Number one is this chrome. Not just from the aesthetic point of view, but GM didn't think about this. In certain times of the day when the sunlight is coming through the windshield, it reflects off of this chrome and directly into the driver's face. On top of that, I'm obsessed with something called carbon fiber. So we're in fact upgrading our interior to carbon fiber today, fake carbon fiber in fact, and it's something cheap, easy to do, and something that you can definitely replicate at home. But we're gonna see how this goes. We got a few different types of carbon here, and we're gonna explore what parts we're gonna be wrapping. So today's definitely gonna be a fun one, guys. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, a big aloha and welcome. I'm a crazy Hawaiian Texan, a professional bad example, and a self-certified YouTube automotive technician, which means really don't listen to anything I say. But this morning's gonna be a blast because 4-Wheel Parts is actually opening their 100th location. So we're actually heading out this morning to their grand opening. Apparently the Diesel brothers are coming out for the grand opening as well. So Mr. Sparks himself and Diesel Dave, they're actually good friends with my brother-in-law who has appeared on the channel from time to time. Yes, you, Colton Brockbank. So we're gonna go out and say hi, what that's all about, and then we'll be back here with the 2020 Trail Boss and a whole lot of carbon fiber. And if you have by chance not subscribed to the channel just yet, scroll down, hit the subscribe button below. It's absolutely free. And we got a lot more coming up for the Trail Boss you're definitely not gonna wanna miss. But enough said, guys. Let's get the party started. Let's go. Keep up. Excited, Mr. Greatest Cameraman?
Yeah.
A lot of fun, guys.
Those beards are just voluptuous.
And we're back. We're back in the middle of the night. It's one of these days again. We've actually burned the entire day. Had a lot to do today. Christmas lights are up. Also, my wife wanted to take family pictures today, so that was a lot of fun. But now that's all done, we're back in Paradise Cove for the night. It's finally time to address the situation at hand. The look and feel of the truck. Wood grain, fake wood grain, it's plastic, but wood grain looks really cool, but not for the look that I'm going for. And I'm also obsessed with carbon fiber. So we're gonna go absolutely nuts on the interior here, both from the wood grain covering that up. We're gonna get the trim on the steering wheel, trim around the cup holders, and then basically the front and rear of the doors. But we have two different types of carbon fiber, as well as I think a gloss black. Let's get the party started again. And this is where we get carried away. We're in a little bit of a bind here. My initial plan, I was kind of setting that plan, was to use the 3M 2080 series carbon fiber vinyl. It's kind of a satin finish, texturized feel. It's what we used on the OG Silverado, as well as the F1LE, the front splitter, and then also use a gloss black. So I was gonna wrap this piece in carbon fiber, this chrome and gloss black to tie into the paint color. But the issue I'm running into is the gloss black I have. And get my O-light over here and going. Yeah, it's nice and bright. This is a gloss black. This is a gloss black, supposedly. yeah, that's not right. But then I remembered I have a ton of just random samples here I can definitely choose from. So all the bright colors, all the goodies, probably not gonna happen. So first off with the carbon fibers, the 3M 2080 series, my favorite by far. As far as workability, the adhesive is great. This is a really good wrap. And then up against the VViViD vinyl carbon fiber there, a little bit of a different color hue. This is more kind of a brownish hue, while this lands more of a gray. And then this is just a satin black. As far as the other carbons we have, we actually might take a look at the gloss carbon fibers. We have several different brands. So the gist of it is I'm gonna wrap a few of these panels on the inside to see which route we're actually going to go. I'm gonna go a gloss carbon fiber with a satin finish accent, and then we're gonna do a satin carbon fiber with some other accent there to see which one we're gonna end up going with for the whole truck. Struggle fest. Guys, we've been here for way too long. I've watched like 4 episodes of Donut Media and then my internet cut out, so I don't know what's going on there. But regardless, we have the door panel trim relatively wrapped, and then the knee bolster thing trim wrapped as well. And regardless of what we go with, we're not gonna have enough material. If you go with the gloss black, I need to order more of this gloss black because this stuff is just defective. And if we go with the gloss carbon, I just realized the width of the carbon fiber I have is not enough to cover the full bezel. Okay, I think part of it is it's in the middle of the night. Part of it is I'm relatively indecisive. My issue with this one is from about 3 feet back, it looks just like generic plastic. This looks like a base model Silverado, just cheap in the work truck. And that's kind of just blends in, it doesn't stand out. This, on the other hand, has a real deep and glossy effect. And with that satin there, it looks like it's not a work truck. So that's where I'm running into is the 2080 series. I'm a big fan of this wrap. It looks really good on the OG. It looks really good on the splitter on the ZL1. Just up against this door panel and everything, it just doesn't tie in. So we're gonna go with the gloss. So unfortunately, that means we need to order more of this gloss carbon because I don't have a big enough piece to cover that radio bezel. That's gonna be the satin up against the gloss carbon. And then that's gonna look stellar. I'm a big fan of that gloss carbon. That looks so good. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is just wrap the pieces I have out of the truck already, so the door handle's up next. We're gonna say goodbye to our 3M 2080 series, unfortunately. And then we're gonna go with our gloss carbon there. So we're gonna wrap this piece, and I need to order a larger piece. You know, this actually looks kind of cool with the satin black and then that wood grain finish. That looks so premium, and I'm really happy I went with the satin there. That was the right choice. But what we're gonna do now is order some more. You know, you really start to appreciate really short shipping times when it's not available. So yeah, we've been waiting all week for this piece of vinyl, but I'm also happy to report since we were waiting on this, we got ourselves a good knife. I've actually needed this for a while because I cannot cut a straight line to save my life with this flimsy thing here. So let's party. Guys, we are making progress. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's totally fine. I'm having a blast doing this. One thing you saw me using last night was a flashlight. Having adequate lighting while doing this is critical. Unfortunately, We got a flashlight that I picked up from Olight, and I have been blown away at the quality of these lights that have probably half a dozen of them now. Now the latest I just got in the mail last night, Warrior 2 Mini. Now what this is a EDC tactical light. The output is, I won't say dangerous, 220 meter throw at full power. For translate that to American, that's nearly 2.5 football fields out of this thing. But it has multiple functions if you don't need a light, which you probably don't most of the time. It does have a moonlight function when you want to go full power. You kick that up a notch, and it also has a strobe function. Those of you that are sensitive, look away, but yes, and in fact has a strobe function being a tactical light. Lighting for me is massive. There's 90,000 lumens in the garage. There's that massive Milwaukee light behind me. Having things like these as you're going about wrapping is really critical to doing it correctly. The reason I bring it to you today, there is a Christmas sale going on, but if you somehow missed the Christmas sale, use code LSH at checkout to get additional discount. But I've been blown away with these lights. The reason I keep bringing them back to you, because a lot of you have actually gone out and made purchases. These are affiliate links. So I do make a small commission if you do make a purchase. It's a great way to support the channel. Get yourself something nice for Christmas, get something nice for your loved one. Enough with the lights, guys. Link in description below. Oh, by the way, 1,750 lumens. Wow. Oh.
So I'm finding out slowly but surely it's all about the cutting technique. And that's what I'm having to learn the hard way. So having a good cutting knife, keeping that blade straight, but also how you go about cutting in the seams. You put the back of the blade up against the opposite wall in which you're kind of cutting against. For example, down this little seam right here, I'll put the back of the blade up against this side as I'm cutting down this way. That way the cut is right at the edge, but also you're not cutting into the plastic or anything up underneath it. So getting that cutting technique was game changing for me, figuring it out slowly but surely. Let's pop this last one in, and our doors will be done. And then we can proceed to that dash. That radio bezel is gonna look sweet and carbon fibre. What do you think? Here you go.
Okay.
Wish me luck, Mr. Vico. Whew, that was stressful. That one on the bottom was a pain in the butt to get off. So this is going carbon fiber, this is going carbon fiber, and we're gonna do the satin black vinyl to take care of that chrome trim. This one's gonna be sweet. I'm excited for this one. Oh my goodness, that took forever. It seems like such a simple piece. And then that chrome piece, we wrap that satin black. This is gonna be the best looking part of the interior. That looks so good. Except, I cannot for the life of me get this corner to stay down. So what I'm gonna do is heat it up one more time, get it up and over, and then shove this thing back into the center console, and then that corner where it sits, hopefully that's gonna hold the wrap down, because the adhesive is definitely not. But that is gonna be epic. Well, I definitely can still use some practice. I'm figuring out how to get those corners and getting the knife cut correctly, but overall, this looks phenomenal. I'm stoked how that gloss looks amongst all the satin and matte. It's the perfect tie-in. It makes this thing look like a freaking Batmobile. I will say, if you guys are taking apart this trim here, be very careful. I pretty much damaged mine. I might order another one, but it's just not sitting down anymore just because I pulled up on it and it basically bent itself. All right, so last night before I called it a night, I threw a piece of scrap on the left side of the steering wheel just to see if I could make that on the inside and if it actually held, and it actually held all night long. It's obviously not perfect. I'm still working on trying to get that trim and that tuck correct, but that looks amazing on that steering wheel compared to that factory look. You know, I keep telling myself, don't get carried away, don't get carried away. But to be honest, that ship has sailed long ago.
So the vents turned out perfect. These were really easy to wrap. Just be careful as you're cutting to not cut into this padded surface. Just be very careful with that knife and blade. So we've done everything up here, and I had some extra and some scrap, so I threw it on the door handle just to see, should I do the door handle as well? And I was saying, there, don't get carried away, but it actually looks pretty dang good.
Okay, stop it. That's enough of the carbon fiber. We're done. I'm getting carried away. Just need to stop. Let's be honest, I got carried away, but I'm absolutely stoked. The gloss black exterior of the truck doesn't really fall into the interior. And given this is a gloss black paint finish on the outside, there's certain aspects of the interior that can definitely tie into the exterior.
I never thought I was actually gonna go with gloss. I was 100% set on dropping that 3M 2080 series. This is an amazing carbon fiber, looks phenomenal. It just didn't look good on the inside here.
Definitely a learning experience. I have tremendous respect to the people that do this for a living and do it professionally, because it seems so simple and straightforward. It's not. Vinyl film just fascinates me. I really enjoy this, but if you don't have a lot of time, it's kind of stressful. I put links in the description below for the actual vinyl I went with. VViViD gloss carbon fiber vinyl. They have several different types of carbon fiber. This one in itself is probably the thickest they got. It has a clear film over the top of the carbon, which gives it so much depth, which you can definitely appreciate when you get a little bit of light hitting there.
Woo-wee. That is a good looking truck, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me today, guys.
If you enjoyed this one, if you like the way the interior turned out, please smash the like button below. Helps me out, helps this channel continue to grow.
If you are in need of a nice little stocking stuffer, definitely go check out Olight.
These are phenomenal flashlights.
That's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you in a few days for our next video.
As always, y'all take care of who we hope. Aloha.